Okay, next question. Let's see here. Insane-Alchemist. Okay. There was a misunderstanding. We thought he was asking for us to crack pair our stitchpunks, but in reality,
we've actually gotten that question since then. So.
We have gotten that question as well as babies, which is
gonna be fun.
But in terms of Insane's question, it's more so if you had to combine like a couple of the stitchpunks, what would you kind of get?
Which is a bit horrifying.
Jesus. I don't know. I mean, we've met some people that have been kind of like half Lewis, half Brad.
Let's see. Yeah, we should have prepared by, having a thing when we could automatically populate.
There is no preparation.
Populate, some random thing.
Couples.
Yeah, by the way, random generators. Yeah, we tried to do a random generator for this.
We can't.
Thing.
There's no generator. And the one that could have worked was actually taken down years ago. There are no generators that have the amount of possibilities we have to actually mixing these guys together.
Because we actually wanted to do a generator that would produce every set of 3.
Because of our 3x3 law. And we had found out, now 3x3 started out just as a fic title, which Hannah had started.
Yeah.
But 3x3, naturally, we didn't actually plan it out. As we went along in the comic and the roleplay, we started noticing that there was a trend with the number 3. And we're not talking about the stitchpunk. But just everything was happening in sets of 3. There was always 3 of this. There was 3 of this. You had twins, but there was always a set of 3 with this.
There was always a set of 3, for...
We realized in our relationships with the stitchpunks, all 64 stitchpunks, every single one of them has 2 others.
And not even in a relationship, like in a romantic sense.
No, just as in like friendships, or in terms of tension relationships, or known relationships.
Carol and Lewis are brother and sister. Lewis is, of course, with Crawford.
And so you have
Carol
Lewis,
also.
Carol, and Lewis.
Carol also hangs around with Crawford at a few points, and they have some moments together.
So you have Lewis, Crawford, and Carol, and then...
So if you think of it like a triangle, and you take from the Lewis point, and you go with
Crawford,
Lewis,
Vic, and Crawford.
You have Lewis, Vic, and Crawford.
And then you have Lewis, Vic, and Twain, and then it just kind of leads off.
And it just branches out into this crazy pattern, and it's...
And it was always in sets of 3. There really wasn't any...
It was not intended at all.
It's not intended, but... I remember I was crazy enough. It was 4 a.m. in the morning. I was hijacked on caffeine. And I'm writing every combination out on the dry board. And we don't have a very big dry board.
That was back when we had not all of the stitchpunks, too.
That was before we had like 2 sets of them.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there because we could not find a generator that could give us all combinations of 3x3 relationships. And so I was writing them out. And granted, halfway through, I was like, fuck this shit.
Because,
it was way too large.
Trying to do it by hand.
We tried doing a triangle grid where literally we drew a triangle, we wrote down 3 names, and then we branch out into another triangle. So it kind of made like one of those shit.
That still didn't work.
That still didn't work because there was no way to actually wrap it around unless you had a 3D model.
Yeah.
And...
without restarting the pattern over.
Yeah, and it just got to that point where it's like, well, damn, this kind of works.
But it is a really awesome theory. It's just we can't show it.
I mean, we could more so, mix all 3 triangles together into a stitchpunk rather than, actually crack pairing 2 of them together.
That would work. Let's see. So, grab a triangle.
Jesus. Lewis, Vic, and Crawford.
Lewis,
all 3 of them are menaces.
They're all trouble.
They're all trouble.
Let's see. So
they're all technically primary colors when you think about it.
If you're talking about physical as well as mental and personality, you would probably get something that...
Wait a minute. Never mind, I'm good. I had a dirt moment where I'm thinking, green and blue. Doesn't that make purple? But it's supposed to be red. And I was going to be like, oh, Jesus.
But you would be looking at probably something with a visor. Probably with optics, because there'd be 2 people with optics, so I'm guessing that would overrule it.
God, if we had to draw any of these guys, it would be kind of ridiculous.
You would have, you would see...
the visor, maybe the paisley drawings.
Yeah, probably the paisley drawings. More of a graffiti style, I would say, because you'd have Crawford in there.
Yeah.
Instead of them actually being embroidered on like Lewis's are. Cause,
I don't know. It's kind of a tough question when you're not thinking about it in the actual crack pairing way.
Yeah.
Because all of our characters are so different. Now, granted, we have like similarities where, they all share a trait or a common interest. But all of them are just so different. If you combine them together, it would be such a mind fuck.
Let's see. Like, if you combine, say, Lewis and...
if you put Isaac and Absence together, I still kind of want that to happen, but if you put those two together...
yeah,
that's hell upon the earth. We've seen Hush and Isaac, what happens with them.
Yeah.
But,
like, if you combined, say, Lewis, Vic, and Crawford, you would have somebody that's even more of a troublemaker than any of them one by themselves.
Hopeless romantic.
A hopeless romantic, which is
a sore loser.
Oh, yeah, a sore loser.
Jesus.
Good lord. You'd... oh, God.
It's really hard to answer that question because
yeah.
they're so different. And I mean, really, the only way we could go about it is making Stitch babies.
Yeah, that's sadly. Because when we started doing the Stitch, because we started doing this as a gag for a Stitch Girls question, making Stitch babies. And when we do Stitch babies, we essentially do the same thing. We combine the traits and the concept of what this character looks like. So I did like a baby if Vic and Twain had a kid. And it has, you know, the visor, and it has...
I can see it having Twain's, like, striped pattern somewhere.
Yeah, I hadn't given it a pattern just yet, but yeah, I intended for it to have the striped pattern. And,
that was a girl. Oh my god.
A really
poor Vic.
not really timid attitude, but just a quiet attitude. Quiet, laid
yeah,
back.
because Twain and Vic are both quiet.
Yeah.
They're very soft-spoken. Vic can be loud when he wants to be, but...
yeah, which is something I kept
only with Crawford. That's really kind of hard. I honestly think we would probably have to mesh Insane and Stitch Girls question together. Just to make it work, really.
You'd have... let me think.
Now, if you were talking about crack pairing, we could go all sorts of ways with that.
You're so terrible.
I'm sorry. Okay, I guess I am because I'm the one who's kind of provoked some of these relationships.
But it works. It's
but
so
it does
weird
work, which
because,
is
okay,
awkward.
guys, like some of these relationships were not planned. They were not like
we had a thing where Anton and Carnegie had this little fling of interest at each other.
It never actually happened.
It never happened. But when you think about it in retrospect, it really would have probably worked.
Yeah, it's like there are certain attitudes we could see combining and a lot of the times it's because one of us say, you know, I could see that working, and it just
like
comes
Johan
about.
and Harvard. Okay, you kind of expect. You said at one point you had honestly figured Dabney with Johan.
Yeah, because of the fact that actually kind of.
And somehow Dabney got with Wagner and Harvard got with Johan.
That was not intended.
That was not intended at all. And I was like,
but we'll have to. I think we'll go into that with her question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Insane. Okay. Here's the thing. Specify if you want physical or mental traits combined, or if you want both. That'll probably help us narrow it down.
Better yet, you're on DeviantArt. Go to my gallery. I have a list of all the stitchpunks there. Start pairing them up and give us the list.
And then we'll
work from there.
Yeah,
because
that might help
there's really...
there's so many, it's just so hard to...
Yeah, and I'm not one of those people that draw on the fling and Hannah's in the middle of drawing something, so it's not like we can just automatically doodle at some traits here. So, we might have to get back to you on that one.
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, get the idea of what you want together, either physical or mental, and give us some examples, and we'll go from there, because we can go to that question a little better that way.
So I guess we can move on to the next question.
Yeah, we can go ahead and go to the next question if we can stop this one.